Welcome back to K-Ratio's Week in Preview. I'm Kyle Littner, and I'm here today to provide actionable insight for the future, not recap the past. In this week's episode, volumes remain firm, rejections take a modest dip, and produce season looks like it's actually underway. We'll break down what that means for you this week, but first, let's take a look at where the freight market currently stands. The National Outbound Tender Volume Index continues its jaw-dropping strength with its 10th week in a row above 15,000 and a last of 15,239. National tender rejections ended their streak of days above 25% at 70 days, now sit at 24.3%. With that slight dip in rejections, combining the two metrics gives us a freight load volume number that is actually larger than it's been in a month and still 12 to 15% higher than any year for this spot on the calendar despite a rapid reopening of America. The slight pullback in rejections is how we get spot rates down another 2 cents from last week, now at $2.60 a mile, and 5 cents under contract according to DAT. Reefer freight shows little change with spot down a penny to $2.94, likely due to the small 2 cent uptick in contract, now at $2.79 for a spread of 15 cents spot over contract. Interesting move in flatbed where both spot and contract moved another 2 cents higher to $2.96 a mile, each with new highs for the move. Spot now $1.03 higher year over year. The calendar now reads May, which means the much hyped produce season is legitimately underway, and some key markets are acting like it. In a normal and balanced marketplace, the volume growth and subsequent rate increase would be localized to these key markets, but this is not a normal or balanced marketplace. With national dry van rejections above 20% and reefer rejections above 40%, these key markets will start and drive a move higher in rates, but don't expect that trend to remain localized. A quick peek at rejections for produce-heavy Lakeland, Florida in blue and Fresno, California in green show what many of us already know and feel. Rejections jumped higher back in mid-February during the Texas freeze, remained elevated, and are now starting to move higher again. The question is, how do these markets compete for capacity? We all know about LA and its record volumes, but now here comes Atlanta posting its highest record volume number at the same time. There are simply not enough trucks to go around, so the only way to secure capacity is to raise price. And if we take a look at outbound Lakeland to Chicago, Atlanta, Philly, Dallas, and Charlotte for both dry and reefer, we can see that outbound rates have been ramping up, with some now skyrocketing higher, like reefer to Chicago up 74 cents in the past week alone, and to Philadelphia up 48% year over year. This stuff has got to get moved. It cannot sit around. And that's why it will dominate price, but the larger effect will be felt in nearby markets like Atlanta or LA, who become the obvious losers of capacity, which will bring higher rates to these giant markets next. What does this mean for freight this week? Carriers, you know the produce markets, but if you can't make it there, the neighboring markets are the next domino to fall. Both LA and Atlanta have tremendous amounts of freight at very high rates, and this week should be even higher. Brokers, same setup for you guys. You're already getting pinched in the produce markets. The surrounding areas are next. Get ahead of this with your contractual customers and be prepared to quote spot market loads in those areas heavy and high. Shippers, if the phone rings and it's a provider, answer it. Better yet, take the rate they offer. You'll be swimming in spot market loads this week if you do not. And just for good measure, we'll just put this little reminder right here for you too. To stay current with everything freight, follow us on LinkedIn, or for more information on our award-winning freight intelligence platform so your margins don't end up where they are today, check us out at k-ratio.com. Please stay safe, and thanks again for watching.